Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Sunday, February 6th. So today we have the moon moving out of Aries energy and into Tauran energy. The moon will be going void, of course, midday around lunchtime and locking into Tauran energy around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is going to make for a very unstable, very uncertain, very shaky kind of day. The moon, of course, when void, definitely shakes things up, rattles things up, does not put us in a good situation to start anything new, to make any decisions. We're kind of all over the place, especially coming from that very bold, courageous, forward-thinking, want to take action kind of energy that this Aryan moon provides us with. Once we move into an earth energy, things get low, things get slow, we come back down to earth, we have to find stable ground. And what's super interesting is that, of course, the ruler of Aries is Mars, and the ruler of Taurus is Venus. And Venus is coming out of her retrograde. She is direct. She is becoming more awake and conscious every single day. And Mars is literally passing the baton over to Venus to speak, to control, to lead us for the very first time since she's been direct. And let me tell you, we are building towards the very first quarter moon that we will have in Taurus in just a couple of days. So there are 9 different aspects here today, and 7 of them involve this moon. Now, right out of the gate, while the moon is still very much in Aries energy, let me tell you, we are off to a bumpy start. The moon is going to bump into Neptune in a not so nice way, creating an outside trigger that we'll talk about here in a second. It's going to semi-square Jupiter, which is a tension point in order for us to make a decision to actually grow past the current situation that we're in. And will square, which is a tension point in inner conflict with Mercury, our mental plane. So yes, we're going to be overly triggered by other people. We're highly sensitive, hypersensitive with this Neptune energy. We are a little bit impulsive, a little bit dramatic because that Aryan moon tends to kind of be frustrated, be impulsive, want to create a little bit of drama and have a little bit of a temper tantrum. Now, this all mixed in with the mercurial energy, because again, Mercury is not up to speed. We're just starting to get our bearings back. We might be put in a situation where, yes, something outside of ourselves trigger it to be, but we might start spitting some verbal diarrhea. We might be projecting our thoughts and our feelings, our hurt thoughts and feelings onto other people being triggered in this way. Definitely not the kind of vibe we want to be initiating, not the vibe we want to be interacting with. We want to be very consciously aware that this is setting us up for a little bit of drama, a little bit of trauma, if we're not careful. And of course, we want to avoid that at all costs. Now, let me tell you, Mars becomes a factor here. Mars, the ruler over this Aryan energy, and before the moon even begins to go void, of course, to make its transit into this Tauran energy, Mars is going to square Chiron and then bump into Neptune in a little bit more of a harmonious way. So we have to remember that Mars is our energy. It's our will, it's our passion, it's our desire. It rules over our physical actions that we take in our physical bodies. Squaring with Chiron, though, this is a tension point. This is a conflict. It's almost like we are happy to sit in our anger. We're happy to sit in our frustration. And we're happy to sit in our wounds. We are sitting here, we're creating doubts. We're thinking about the future. We're talking fear into our dreams. Then we bump into Neptune. Neptune tries to show us that if we, rely on our intuition instead of our ego, that we can actually come up with creative solutions. We can imagine a better scenario for ourselves. But guess what? Our ego's not having it. We would rather sit in our funk right now. It doesn't feel good, but it's the choice in which the cosmos is providing us with. And most of us going through this new egoic evaluation will choose to sit in the funk for just a sec. This, after Mars bumps into Neptune, then the moon decides to go void, of course. This is when we get shaky. This is where things start to unravel. This is where we're uncertain. This is where the doubts appear. The moon, while void, is going to square Pluto, bump into the true node, and then continue to bump into Saturn. So what does this mean? Well, first of all, it means that we're sitting in the funk. We're happy to sit in the funk. We're negative. We're poor me. We're victimhood mentality. And then all of a sudden we recognize that, you know what? This is not good. We know better. And once we know better, we have to do better. We can't sit in this funk anymore. We can't sit in and set up camp here. This Plutonian energy wants us to transform, wants us to boss up, wants us to use these negative thoughts, these negative feelings, this negative narrative in order to inspire and motivate us to be better. We bump into the true node. The true node is saying, oh my goodness, we want you to be thinking about the future, not creating the hell in your present moment based off of your past. And you know what? Then we bump into Saturn, and Saturn's like, are you done yet? Are you tired of your own self yet? Are you getting on your own nerves? Are you ready to boss up? Are you ready to take control? Are you tired of crying over the woe is me? Are you tired of whining about the roles and responsibilities in your life? Because when you're tired, when you're ready to mature, when you're ready to stop throwing your freaking Aryan tantrum, I will be here. And I will show you that you can build a brand new narrative, a brand new perspective, a brand new energy for you to actually work with. At this point, the moon shifts into Tauran energy. We get a little bit more grounded. Thank goodness, right? That fire energy, when it's working against us, can be, very jarring. It can literally burn us alive. Having this Tauran moon gives us a little bit more of a grounding, more of a footing to stabilize. We're going to see a stable emotion take over. We are tired of the poor me victimhood mentality. We are recognizing where it is that has got to go, where it is we do not want to visit that anymore, where we do not want to set up camp there. What do we want to create? Because of course, this earth energy gives us a good idea on what it is that we want, need, and desire emotionally to feel safe and secure. And we sure as hell do not feel safe and secure when we are in a state of ripping ourselves down.